Alright, it's time. Back for more.
Remember, make the macros worse than the micros.
Why am I still being messaged? Okay, come on, Kanako. Let's get it.
Neat. Blank. Ooey. Sometimes just everything goes right with your dodges. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you just get the freest Fierce Wind Gods as well. I wish you could give me that more often. Oop. There. The those score runners, yeah. That's what this is. I learned how to enter Peel's Wind Guy without any score. New tech found. The negative if the negative faith strat. If the negative underflow your faith. So every score item you pick up lowers your score instead of getting you it. What's in the middle? What's in the middle? Hold up. There. Get one more. Oop. Not all Peel's Wind Guides are created equally. Okay, let's just go say hi to Minariko and Hina. And Tipsy the fairy. Don't want to forget about her. Are we sure that Tipsy the fairy isn't just actually Suika in disguise? Hitbox moment. have to grab tea. I gotta go grab some of this in a minute. Blah! Okay, I'm gonna go grab tea. Be back 1 sec. Okay, I'm back. Okay, this time for sure we don't get bumped off. Okay, once a Minariko. Well, once again, Minariko, excuse me. Oh, really? Okay, this time for sure. Go. Okay, don't bump me this time, please. She really tried. Good time to get the spun on. I'm definitely not hitting 73. I think there's a world I could hit 72. It's probably gonna be like a 71.5. Ooh, especially with that. Woof. Oops, there goes my fate.
71.4, despite that, it's not going to really bend in the 72 range. I like 71.
Fine. Ina can do nothing wrong. Come on, Exile. Woo! Win's a win. We all love stage 3. Clear my throat. Act a human. Yeah, you would never do anything wrong to me, Victoria. that was just beyond disgusting. So much for she'd never do anything wrong. Oh, I grade no my items. Oh, bad cancel. Okay, Hino once again. And again. Make for good luck, Zebra. Okay, he does 2 in a row, surely. I did go pick different items. No world record for me. Okay, another final Gane. Give me another exile. Come on. Woo! Gold reset. Yeah, if I do anything that's suboptimal for scoring, I should probably just reset. Okay, 2 in a row? Two Hinas in a row? This is unprecedented? Just to die to Hydro like a little punk. Act human. Sometimes she goes vertical and makes your life a whole lot easier. How have I been fucking this up like so much as of late? Like, seriously, how have I gotten the double line on the second wall parry like 4 times as of late? I've like never done this before, and I just keep doing it. Yeah, fairy. While static. I think there's I think there's an aimed component to them. At least those ones. I think the later ones are like random rotated. What I do know is that they're consistent as long as you make sure you kill the right one in time. And I've always killed the right one in time until like the last few times I've done it, which I've not killed the right one in time. Hello again, Minariko. The problem is it just usually takes so freaking long to get back there. Alright, all that was intentional because I'm slightly higher score than I was last run. 72.5 instead of 72.3. Although I think it's actually worse because I think I have less faith than I had last run. I think it was at 420 to 415. Being the only the greatest Ogane lines. No demand. Come on, Exile Doll, give me another good one. Three in a row. Now this is unprecedented. Normally it takes me 20 minutes to get back to stage 3. Is my faith low? Actually, I think it's a little higher than last one. Maybe I was wrong with my numbers. Whatever. Once again, Hydro Camel, my beloved. Act-a-Human. Click when capturing a spell card based whether or not there's another spell card after it. I don't think there's a different sound effect when tapping spells, although I guess I've not thought too much about it. I mean, like, it's just, like, what the fuck are you gonna do when Hydro decides to be Hydro there? Like, I mean, look at that. It's just disgusting. You got a 50-50 guess. Left or right? Whoops, you guessed wrong. What a freaking infuriating spell. And we're back to this. Early fairy, let's go. Plus 100 faith. We're so back. Come on, bumper. Yeah, I guess that last one was a bit. That last spell was a bit louder than. I think it's. I think it's just difference between whether or not it's like a last spell or not. As I think like ones that like end like a fight are louder death sounds than the than other ones. Is my guess in this very second. Wow, literally, basically the exact same faith score as that last one. This time, again, I was gonna say this time for sure, but Keaton's been going fine, so this time again. By the power of homing! Never question homing ever again. It's there to bail you out when you need it. That's 4 perfect stage 2s in a row. I don't know the last time I had that kind of consistency there. Maybe stage 3 would like to share some of the same, in the same regards. If only Hydro. Well, the one was my own incompetence on the post-Hydro fairies, but... I cannot wait to make a 2-hour-long documentary on why I hate Hydro. Act a human. Gothic this time. Just collecting B-roll footage. Well, it's a good thing I have hundreds of hours of B-roll footage then. Hey, I did it properly. Unbelievable! Hundreds of hours, I mean, probably about 200 hours of B-roll footage then. Hello, Kappa. Do not get me wet today. How are you doing, Waterfall? That was not the best line I've ever seen. That was a much better line. Not getting wet this run. Let's check if we get syphilis. Nice. Now, the stage of hopes and dreams. Stage 4. I butchered that so badly. Oh, that middle spinning fairy, I just cucked myself on so much. I could have recovered it, but I didn't go far enough to the left on the rebound. Oh. Time to go die in a Hydro again. Curly Fairy again. We're so back. Let's say that was a mediocre cabinet, but that was an insane cancel. Why was that cancel so big? I thought she hadn't shot the next wave yet. And I died anyway. Bumper's a great spell. Oop. Okay, once again. Very good canceling. See if I somehow can't pose the miracle cancel on this again. Yeah, still pretty good. Oh, why would you do that to me? Hello, Fuma Fuma. Oop! Again! Well, I had my moments, but unfortunately I squandered them all for the day. Shame. on, bumper. Not that great of a final cancel, tragically. Very important too, not having the faith ruins the run clearly. The big attack. Well, it's not as good as yesterday, but it's hard to beat yesterday. It's going fine. I mean, as depressed as I am because of the mid, it's been fine, honestly. I speak and my internet dies. So, good job, internet. I appreciate it. Any minute now, internet. Any minute now. You have an 11,000 bit rate. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, run's been going fine. Not great, not abysmal dog shit at the very bare minimum, though. Listen, I've gotten to stage 4. That's something I can't always say. Nice spell card bonus. 4-4-4-4. Mono gain. Ogane, my beloved. The power of homing is unmatched at times. That is... Okay, that is one thing. As questionable as my stage 1s and stage 3s have been, I have 5 stage 2s in a row perfect. I don't know the last time I've done that, if I've ever done that. This type of stage 2 consistency is insane. So regardless of anything else, I could be happy with that. Just to die to Hydro Camo like a little punk. pack of healing. Noise. Nice, it's Kappa time again. Kappa, Kappa, Yappa. Do a look at the power foaming here. Okay, Evolutionary Waterfall, my beloved. Good grief. Makes 5 perfect stage 2s in a row and 2 perfect stage 3s in a row. So we definitely take that. 2 paces in stage 4, you don't see that all the time. Ugh. Okay, now to not die to the spinning fairies of pain. It's a little sketchy. He didn't do me a ton of favors, but I am alive. Hello, Momiji, my beloved. Snail. Watch the snail. Oh, snail trails, I tell you, dude, they're terrifying sometimes. Time for more of my favorite spinning fairies of death. fuck, that was sketchy. I mean, it kind of always is, but like... Can't say it's particularly bad anymore. Not that it was particularly bad, but... Regardless of everything else, getting to Aya is always a good thing. Speaking of Aya, my beloved, you would never do anything bad to me. Sword across, my beloved. Storm Day, my behated. Give us Wind God, my beloved. Oh, I almost walked right into it. I hate this spell. Holy shit. A lot of gameplay. Wish I had a heart rate monitor just for like situations like these. My duality. Okay, Sanai, you wouldn't. You fucking wouldn't. Okay, we didn't die to the mid-spell. Praise be. The new strat actually put in work. This is unbelievable. Okay, what does this make this 6th best run to date? A lot of game left. Everything can kill. Including this. Fifth best run. Come on, Moses. Oh, that was not a pleasant Moses. Fourth best run to date. Everything on this stage is terrible on pace. A lot of game left. Nice try, you stupid piece of shit, Barry. Oh. Be still, my heart. I've died to this before. Yeah, fucking piece of shit. Gosh, I fucking hate that on one. Back to hydro camouflage it is. Why must you test my patience like this game? Yeah, chorus problems. Come on. Don't forget to kiss your Kanako. Very important. I think I've proven that I've determined enough game. How much more does you demand from me? Oh wow. I actually did the micro. I kind of stopped. I thought I was gonna die doing the micro. Oh, there's another one. Oh well. I guess I'll take Tide for my... Actually, technically the last time I died to Kanako in Nod 1, it was at the very beginning. So technically my third best pace to date. Third best run. So hello, Alan, and hello, Hero Brian. Two once. I mean, I've done it twice. Hello, Walrus. That's actually 2 days in a row with a perfect pace past Peerless Wind God as well, by the way. Just want to mention that one as well. Fuck. It's oh fucking. It's just when you're on pace, it's everything in that late game is just like there's so much in the late game that's like that I would classify as a little tricky. Right? That would classify as a little tricky, you know, attacks that you gotta be worried about, but like attacks that you're averaging 60 to 70% on, dude, you fucking on pace, it's like all that's out the window. All that just goes straight out the window. It's so fucking painful in the late game. Do another. I'm just taking a breather. My heart rate has to calm down after that. That's just spike point. I mean, I've got 4 Kanako deaths at this point. 2 to Non 1 to Taurus, and 1 to Divine. What I'm surprised I haven't done yet on my 4 paces is I haven't died to that that fairy at the death fairy at the end of the transition to the death fairy at the end of stage 6. Okay, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. The low micro? Well, that's just kind of how that tech has to be done. Like I could learn to like really try the micros on that, but that would take me dozens of hours of trying to strat that specific thing. It's kind of a problem. I mean, it's the same thing as to why I despise the Tori Non 1 and 2. It's the same type of micro. Like, I would much rather do any of the micro shenanigans on Peerless Wind God than do fucking microing on Divine Virtues. Give me a second before I do another. In other words, you know what else is pretty good, though, about today? The fact that I have 5 perfect stage 2s in a row. Yeah, let's go say hi to Miss Bumper Crop some more. Like, I say most of the time I'm on Divine Virtues, especially when I'm, like, practicing it, but, like... I will do macros that are tighter than micros because it's far more comfortable to play that than it is to do those micros. Now you could argue that a macro that's tighter than a micro, you know, isn't really a macro, but it's like it's the type of dodge. Trying to veer between the waves themselves instead of in between the bullets of a wave. Hello, Peter. Because if you take the micro history, like if we just use Satori Non 2 as an example, I don't have a good history with that Non. And my dodging levels on it. heart rate is still not fully rescinded where it should be. Should I practice the later stages? Right now, I usually practice Divine Virtues for about, like, 5 minutes. And then, like, Fearless Wind God for, like, anywhere from 1 minute to, like, 5 minutes. Per day. I don't do too much practice. I used to do more. I have started doing significantly less. Occasionally, I'll throw like a bunch of Taurus practice or something else. Practice cheating, keep credit beating until you die. I mean, I am a big promoter of practice, especially in the early half of like the first 2/3 of the grind. I'm a huge practice like proponent. What am I saying? I don't know, there's some term I can't, you know, words are hard right now. I think there are attacks like Divine Virtues that, I think like Divine Virtues of Peerless Wind God and probably Chorus being number 3, closest to this regard, are like the attacks that are like, yeah, you definitely need to sit down and keep practicing those. I think at a point, there's a lot of things you don't need to practice as much. Although there will be times where you should go back and practice it for 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, certain sections. There'll be instances where I have like one thing I consistently just start struggling with again, and I'll hop back on for 5-10 minutes, try to re-get to a part where I'm happy with. Six stage 2s in a row. Yeah. Well, because there's always so much in the game, and there's just times where you just forget about a specific thing, you just don't do it enough, where it just kind of goes over your head or something. Like Illusionary Waterfall, this is a good example. Like, I was perfectly fine with that attack for a while, and then I just shat the bed for like a week. So then I sat down for like 20 minutes, trying to get my feel for it. But like, it's also, I think, like a realistic thing about attacks. Like, I practice Fearless Wind God a little bit. I don't practice it a ton. Like, I'm usually like, okay, I know I can play up to Peerless Wind God even when it's like bad luck. But like, I also know it's Peerless Wind God, and like, it's one of those attacks where like I'm confident enough that I can do it, and that like I just, you know, it's just one of those attacks where I'm just like, you just gotta send it. Like, how much, like, I could probably get better at that. But, like, how much better am I realistically gonna get? Without spending an absurd amount of time on it. Act a Human, by the way. I love Hydro Camouflage. It's my favorite thing in the entire game. It's my favorite thing in the series. I fucking hate this spell so much. Forget how to do it. SA Stage 4 and have to relay. I did that so many times. The fucking green streaming section after Midnon 2, I had to like redo that part like 2 or 3 times in my LNN grind. I think like 3 times, because when I started the LNN grind, I learned it. And then I had to go back like 3 different times because I just eventually do it one time. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Oh, that section dollar bills now? I can see it. Because, like, I had a route that would be consistent, and then I just like, it would just, like, escape me. And then I'd do it, like, 3 times in a row and die all 3 times and be like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just, like, doing everything wrong. And then I just have to go back, spend 10 minutes on it to be like, okay, what am I doing? Like, sometimes you have to relearn something. Ooh, by the way, I want to mention that if you take because that run was like my one good run today. I got to stage 4 earlier, but I died to the spinning fairy, so then I reset. Yesterday I had a run that had a 1 miss to Aya, and it was Aya's final. So I think what we can say is Peerless Wind God is actually free. This Aya final is her hardest attack. Very glad someone agrees with me. Alan's too much of a coward to agree with me whenever I say controversial opinions like that. And that was 2 miss both to Aya final once. I don't know if I've ever gone that far. What opinion? That Aya final is her hardest part because Wind God's actually free. I was saying yesterday I had a 3 miss, and it was paced through Peerless Wind God, but then I died to Aya final. So I think so. You see, check about this guy. He's too scared to admit the truth sometimes. Final Red just subpar. No, it's generally pretty good. It's just like all of my issues with Aya Final are not how hard the attack is. It's about the it's every single issue with Aya Final in the moment is just it's my heart rate doesn't really go up in the middle of a run until I get to Peerless Wind God. But, like, it's not until after I get past Peerless Wind God till my heart rate starts going. So it's like, the moment I get to that attack, it's like an immediate adrenaline spike. My nerves suddenly jump, like, triple. And, like, but there's no, like, breathing room, because you go straight from Peerless Wind God into that. So you can't, like, take a small breather after Peerless Wind God. You're straight into it. And it's the knowledge that the attack is relatively pretty easy, and that if you fucking slip on it, it makes it that much worse. So that only adds to the pressure on Aya's final. Aya's final is a pain, but it's not because it's the hardest spell in the game. It's just because it's a culmination of so many things working in its favor. Yeah, for me a heart attack. Yeah, it does like give me a heart attack. First she tortures me in Aya Ace Attorney, and then she tortures me here. Although actually, what gave me a heart attack last run was that that Moses miracle. That gave me a heart attack. Is the hardest boss in the series behind Yamame. That's actually so... Well, no. I gotta throw Hydro Camo up there.
Seven perfect stage 2s in a row. I don't think I've ever had anywhere near this fucking consistency. It's actually unbelievable. Everyone knows Clampies Normal is the hardest boss. That's actually true. Strategy didn't say anything wrong. I'll have you know, Alan, by the time I'm at that point in a run, my monitor with chat is closed. So, usually by either the start of Aya or the end of Aya, somewhere in that range, one of those two, depending on like the mood and like what I'm thinking of, either the start or end of Aya, I turn off my right monitor. My right monitor has Twitch dashboard on it and chat, and usually at that point I'll turn it on. One of those two sections. After all, you can freely spam, that's true. Man, I'm in a pretty good mood though, I wonder why. I'm in a very feisty mood. Like, I'm riled up, but kind of in a good way. Like, I'm pissed, but it's not like anger, per se. No, that mood's game time mood. Act a human! No, it's called fucking Hydro Camouflage, being a piece of shit. I can either be good at Hydro or Hina. I can't do both. That's a hitbox moment if I've ever seen one. Just kidding, I did both. Hydro Primo. Now that's ban-worthy, I gotta say. I cannot wait to make the 2-hour documentary over how much I fucking hate Hydro. There's gonna be a fucking PowerPoint presentation. Here's everything wrong with Hydro Camouflage. And Fog Labyrinth. Holy shit, a good illusionary waterfall? Okay, we didn't get wet this run. Let's see if we get syphilis real quick. Back to Dormine on 2 with pasted after telling Simon it's not that bad anymore. New PDH set PB. 41 out of 50. This is just proof that Junko is actually free. This is just proof that, honestly, like, on a Lunatic, that game's so much easier than it is on normal, dude. Like, it's actually unbelievable. Stole those 9 caps you didn't get. Alan out here. Yeah, I did 70% on books while blindfolded with one hand the other day. It was okay, I guess. It was okay. I think I'm just washed and balding, dude. UNR is impossible. So true. I will stand by that. I'll stand by that UNR is harder than Petaflare. Not by like the largest part, personally. I will stand by that UNR is harder than Peta. Hello, Stage 4, the stage of hopes and dreams and everything else. PDH on pace, you're still gonna be probably, we'll see. I mean, obviously, there's such a massive difference, especially in the late game, of doing something in a run versus in piece of shit cocksucking or. Like, obviously, everything in the late game, it's going to be so much different, you know, on pace versus just in practice. I felt myself getting a lot more consistent. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I felt that UNR... That is totally fair. That's what I say. People are like, no, that attack's going to wall you. That attack likes to wall sometimes. It's like, I'm not going to argue that Peta is, like, easier and super consistent, but, like, that gives more opening. But my line has always been that, like, Peta, you have the whole screen to work with. You can dance everywhere you want. UNR is very one-dimensional. Like, you follow the path and pray that the gaps are going to be, like, generous. But Peta, you have, like, the entire... You know, you'll just stay quiet. That's a coward's talk, Alan. You gotta let it out. You gotta start arguments. Okay, no, you'll talk. Yeah, exactly. Like, my cap rate definitely reflected that Peta was, like, a little bit... Like, and I'll say, it's my Peta rate is marginally better than my UNR rate. Like, it was not that much. It was marginally better. And for at least a few thousand, could only do 50%. You know, maybe 20 minutes max, got like 80%. Okay, fucking... It was like 80%. Marissa C, man. Okay, Marissa C is like the one, like the #1 shot type that's not Reimu B that I'll give like major respect for. Also, Alan, I thought that, like, if you struggle with Petaflare, just route it. Ray A and Race here to say that UNR, really? I thought Reimu A would have an easier UNR than Race C. I guess not necessarily as much. Now that I think about it. From the side, yeah, but then you have to control your aiming. And that's a lot of work.
Why do that when you can let homing do the work for you? But I mean, it's also there's also a big difference here, which I can note, which is why, which is probably why I'm way better at Fearless Wind God than I am at Divine Virtues, and it's why I fucking despise Satori Nantu, and probably why I hate UNR more than I hate PETA. Because it's the type of dodging that's involved is different. It's because although they of course ultimately are very different, PETA's closer to UNR in the same way that PETA's closer to Peerless Wind God in the same way that Divine Virtues is probably closer to UNR in the type of dodging, and that's the type of dodging I'm worse at. Which is why, I struggled a lot with Satori Nantu. I can't do that type of micro well. I'm so much better at doing the PETA Flare type of movement. That's cool with hidden balls can follow. Yeah, the hidden aspects of her sons are a little cringe. By little cringe, I mean a lot cringe. It's usually not relevant, which is the one good thing about it. But it's usually not relevant. But it's still a fact that is not fun. Stars are too big. Alan, maybe your vision's just going in your old age. I mean, I'll agree. I think that Petaflare's visuals are a little questionable. Although I'm not the biggest fan of most of Oku's visuals, to be fair, but I don't think it's that bad. But Petaflare holds the cake for being the worst of them all. But, regardless of everything else Oku throws at you, none of it's worse than Yamame Not 1. Everyone can accept that Yamame Not 1 is the hardest part of the game.
Eight in a row! Fucking 8 perfect stage 2s in a row. It's actually so unbelievable.
Just to die to Hydro. I just want to go in the TRS Discord and at Alan and just post an image of a pet of Flare Cat. Be like, this deck's literally easier than UNR. Because that'd be easier.
I think, because here's the thing. There's an aspect on a lot of attacks where, like, there's a theoretical skill ceiling where, like, you get good enough where, like, the only issue in attacks, I fucking do not deserve that, by the way. Holy shit, I hate this attack. Like, most attacks at Touhou have a sort of skill ceiling, and then at, like, that point, theoretically, it's all about, you know, the worst attacks are the ones with more variation, and in that regard, it's theoretically Peta Flare being worse. But, like, realistically, you're just not, like... Realistically, you're just not going to get to the point where that, like, is actually the case. I feel. I hate you. I fucking piece. I locked myself in a terrible hole. I hate wolf fairies. Marissa B is the patchy one, right? Isn't her like spread shot like really solid damage? I feel like that'd be good for Peta Flare. Sub-Sun should be swapped with Yamame non-1. That is one thing I will not agree with you on, because if there's something that I don't like in that game, well, first of all, it's Fog Labyrinth, but second of all, it's fucking Sub-Sun. I fucking hate that spell so much. One of my least favorite design spells, though. It could be my least favorite, but Hydrocam Flush exists, and Fog Labyrinth exists, so... I've been playing for almost 2 hours already? Good grief, time flies. Too more comfortable dodge. Yeah, I can agree. I think because like it's 4 phases, right? Phase 1's like fine. But phase 2 and 3 are like the really awkward ones for me. Like phase 4 has killed me, don't get me wrong, but like I always find that of the 4, it's like that phase 2 is kind of awkward, like really awkward, or more awkward, I should say. Phase 2 to phase 3 transition. If you time down phase 1 and the ending might be easier, how would that work? Like, how does that, like... Because when you time it down enough, doesn't it just go into Rage Phase? Right? Or does Rage Phase have a different health bar or something?
frames are my favorite. Activate the rage phase. I just assumed it was like something where it's like, oh, if you get it down to like 30 seconds on the timer or something, but I guess I don't know for sure. And depending on what phase you transition from, because it's different, it just adds value to suck speed. Weird. Well, the suck is like my least favorite part of that attack, so I think I'd like to avoid the higher suction. I'm not a big fan of Oku sucking me off, so personally. I can understand why some people think it's interesting, but like I'm just not a big fan of getting sucked by Oku. Just A and B its way, just easier to kill it. Well, with every shot type, it's easier to kill it if you man up. Ooh. I think I spent all my juice for the day. Like, you know, to critique with some of the bad shot types, or some of the lesser damaging ones is, well, it takes longer for you to kill. And, you know, an extra 3-4 seconds can make a big difference at times, to, you know, for some attacks. And the answer is, you know, because I play homing, and homing has damage issues. Some attacks take a little bit longer. But, like, the answer is you just say, well, just dodge it. Just live those last few seconds. It's that simple. Dying to pet a flare? Just stop dying and get good. Right? That's the answer to everything. Just get good. I'm throwing to Shizua 24/7. Just get good. Yeah, me and Rico, next death, and I'm leaving. Leaving you for the day. Excuse you. Excuse you, Bumper. Yeah, one more stage shoot for the road, surely. Bumper slop. This game's just Touhou slop.
Okay, Hina. One more for the road. And go up and grab all those items. World record's over. I love doing questionable lines on Okane. It's my favorite pastime. It's over. I missed my line. My in a row is Minari over. I think I gotta retire from this game now. Dang, it was probably Alan's fault, realistically.